welcome to the September 17th, 2024 Architectural Review Board meeting. Just to see who's present here tonight. Tennis and C, I think, want to hold over. Anybody here for Beechwood LLC? Robert and Teresa Burke, ESB Associates, 65 Point Road. Craig and Jacqueline Mishler, 108 Seafield Lane. Okay, let's start with Beechwood West Hampton LLC.
Redfield.
Yeah.
Person from Redfield.
Redfield in the back.
7 Beach Lane, the hotel, the sign.
Okay, those will hold over?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Come on up. Yep. Beechwood. This is Beechwood West Hampton LLC, 10 Happy Lane. This is for a 2-story, single-family dwelling, 6 bedrooms, 11.5 baths, over a finished basement with cellar entrance and egress well. Attached 2-car garage, gas fireplace, roofed over entry patio, in-ground swimming pool with patios at grade and enclosure fence, sanitary driveway and landscape. Good evening.
The applicant address at 200 Robbins Lane, Suite D1, Jericho, New York, 11753.
You could tell us about the application, please?
Yes. So, as we had said, this is a 2-story, single-family dwelling, 6 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, with a finished basement and a cellar, outside cellar entrance, egress well. It will have an attached 2-car garage, gas fireplace, a roofed over front entry porch, a swimming pool and a patio in the rear, sanitary driveway, landscaping, and some fencing. I will start from the roof. So the roof is proposed to be a Tamco architectural shingle or equivalent, a black walnut color. The siding will be James Hardy siding, a single straight edge cedar mill texture, and it'll be a gray slate color sample. The trim material will be a PVC white material. The windows will be the Anderson 400 series casement windows. They will be white and they are specified equal light. The front door will be a 12 light 36-inch door with 2 14-inch side lights with a bottom panel on both the door and the side lights. And that color will be black for the front door. The rear door and the other entry door from the garage will be white.
And the garage doors?
The garage doors will also be white. There will be 1 light at every door entrance, which will be a single bulb light with black and clear glass. Anything else on the house you want me to, or any questions?
Any questions on the house itself?
The lights on the door match the lights in the garage?
Yeah, they're all the same.
Mm.
And there's in the packet I handed you, there is a sample of what they look like. It's towards the end. Might be the last page, actually.
The equipment's with the bushes around it, right?
I'm sorry?
The pool equipment has the bushes around it.
Yes. Yep. I can go through the landscape plan more thoroughly if you want me to move on.
Think we can talk about the landscaping plan?
So the front along Margaretta and Happy Lane, this is the corner lot. There will be street trees, which will be a mixture of the October glory maple and the sweet gum. Along the front, there will be some foundation plantings, which will include a mixture of redbud, shadowglow, serviceberry, holly, bayberry, inkberry, and boxwood. The pool equipment will be to the left of the outside cellar entrance on the northerly side of the property, and that will also be screened with inkberry. And then around the perimeter, you'll have perimeter in the back, you'll have arborvitaes that are lined up against the two sides. The rear and the north side will have deer fencing, and then you'll have the estate style fencing in the front, other side. On the south side, the fence, the arborvitaes will be outside the fence, and then the rest will be on the inside. Fence color will be black.
In the AC unit?
AC unit, I believe, is going to be over here where the screening is on the south side.
Are there two? Cause there's one on the
There's
north
one on
side.
the other
too.
side.
The north side, right
Yeah,
there.
That's the, I
Nope,
do it.
nope, to your left,
Is
right there,
Here?
little circle, yep.
that what it says, AC?
Is that AC?
I think that's a, I
Think-
think that's a tree, yeah.
Okay.
That is a shadow glow service berry.
All right. Any questions from the board? No? A motion to approve this application?
We'll make the motion.
We have
I'll
a
second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. You know what drawing is it? Front elevation. I got it. Yep. Good luck. Yeah.
I made it.
So long,
Take
have a
care.
good evening. We have the application for Robert and Teresa Burke, 11 Tuttle Place. Additions and alterations to a single-family dwelling, 4 bedrooms, 5.5 bath, including elevation onto FEMA compliant basement and one-car garage under, roofed over entry porch, gas fireplace, rear balcony, rear screen porch and deck, sanitary driveway, fence and landscaping per ZBA, November 16, 23, and you're maintaining the rear pool with the attached deck.
Good evening.
Good evening.
William Hine, my office is William Frederick Hine Architect, 492 Montauk Highway in Eastport, representing Robert and Lisa Burke. Unfortunately, couldn't be here. So the project.
Can you
started-
speak up a little louder?
Okay, yep. The project started with the lifting of the house because it is non-conforming to FEMA's base flood elevation and New York State's freeboard. The client wanted to raise the house, and then, of course, they wanted to modify it. So we started making changes to it. We did end up, as you noted, at the zoning board of appeals because we were adding within the existing setbacks, but they were already non-conforming. So we got the variances for these modifications. So basically, it's a split level house. We're lifting it to conform to FEMA. We are putting in a new innovative and alternative on-site wastewater treatment system. There already is an elevated mound in front of the house for the existing system. We're going to modify it a little bit. We're not going any higher. The driveway right now goes underground in the front of the house, so we will be filling that in to bring the garage up to grade. Other than that, the grade in the front remains the same. So the roof on the covered porch in the front is standing seam metal. That will be in a black color. The rest of the roof will be an Architectural Series asphalt roof in weathered wood. The siding will be red cedar shingles, stained to driftwood gray. Underneath the front porch and the screened-in porch, we're going to do a horizontal vinyl plank to match the planking that surrounds the elevated pool area in the back of the house. The pool area has stainless steel cable rail, but on the house, particularly on the front, we're going to go with mahogany handrail with vertical spindles. We're going to leave that natural in hopes that it'll turn a nice silvery gray.
It will.
The trim is AZEK, so it's a PVC. It'll be painted white. The front door is sort of a colonial style, raised panels in the bottom, glass lights in the top. It does have an arched top to it to match the arch in the front porch. The front door will be white. Half the windows in the house will be double hungs, the other half are casements. All of them have divided lights, again, trying to keep the traditional feel to it. All of them will be white. There are no shutters called out. The garage door is a carriage house looking door. It's supposed to look like a pair of doors that would swing open, but of course it's an overhead door. That again will be white. There are cedar slat fences that go from the house to the east and west property line. Otherwise, the rest of the property is encircled with like a turkey wire fencing hidden in the hedges. You'll notice in the photos, there's a very dense, mature hedge all the way around three sides of the property, except for the front. The cedar slat fence will be stained gray, similar to the house. The plantings around the house will be removed with the construction. Basically, it's just foundation plantings, and we plan on putting them back in pretty much the same order as they came out. The driveway is gravel. It's a gray gravel, Belgian block curving. Exterior lighting at the different doors and things will be coach lights, dark sky compliant, something to try and keep the light on our property. And porches will have recessed lights in the ceiling, so there'll be no dispersion of the light into the neighboring properties.
Okay. Now, it says here, fence and landscaping per ZBA approval. Did they dictate the fence and the landscaping?
I mentioned that we were going to redo them as they are, but they didn't put a stipulation in the conclusion.
But you are stipulating that you're gonna redo it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they like the landscaping. Fortunately, as we lift the house, raise the foundation, it's gonna have to come out.
Okay.
They'll replace it with something simple.
Any questions
So
from the
the
board?
driveway that's there now is like semicircular, right? So then you're gonna keep that there and the garage will be on the west side?
Right, so right now it's the half circle,
Uh-huh.
which one leg shoots off into the garage.
Oh,
But because of the sanitary system
Right.
being a
Yeah.
larger footprint, it isn't any higher, but it's a larger footprint than the existing one. We couldn't continue out on the west side. So now we're gonna come into a parking area in the center with that leg going off to the garage.
There's no retaining wall.
No.
No, there is currently, because the driveway goes underground.
Fill it and make it,
Right.
because you're raising the house now, you know.
Yeah.
Take out those
Okay.
retaining walls.
Is there a generator on the property?
There is the west.
Is that gonna be
east side of the
covered
garage.
or?
That I believe is behind the fence. Yeah, we don't, I do show the generator on that site plan, because it's east of the garage, but we don't show the fence. The fence is actually streetward of that generator. So, we'll put plantings around it because they don't want to see it, and they don't want the noise getting to the neighbors.
Right.
Definitely won't be visible on the street.
And just what was the middle roof?
Black.
Only on the covered porch in the front.
Black mat,
Matt?
That black, right?
Yes. that black.
And how
Yeah,
big,
no,
how long
not
is the
reflective.
porch?
The porch is. The porch is 20 feet 9 inches wide.
Right. Yeah, I didn't have the plans.
That's it.
That's it, okay.
And that is the only standing seam metal on the whole house. The rest of it is architectural series asphalt.
any other questions? Dawn? Okay, can we get a motion to approve this application?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Which is the, Volker's copy, does it say?
Doesn't say.
I don't think it says.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, can you open up to the front elevation?
You want to fold it again with just that?
Yeah. That's good,
Front elevation is the one.
thank you. Make it a little neater, put this on the top. Great, thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Good evening, good luck.
Next, we have the application ESB Associates LLC, 65 Point Road. This is a second-story addition for a relocated bedroom with a rear balcony, home office, and a bath.
Excuse me, good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Harold.
This is a old beach house that was raised a number of years ago in a compliant elevation. It's a small place. It has only 2 bedrooms and one of the bedrooms is very small. So the owners needed a larger space. I spoke to Brad because the lot coverage was already to the maximum for the R5 zoning. So he recommended that we build a second floor. So we've decided to make the second floor on the south side of the house over the bedrooms because the owners wanted to keep the ceiling that's exposed beams in the living room, dining room on the north side. So we're working on this house. We'll have the stairs in the old bedroom. Upstairs will be, as you said, the bedroom, the office, and a bath. We're also putting a small deck on the west side of the house on the second floor.
Material starting from the roof.
I will. We'll have the EPDM roof because we have not a lot, a height restriction. So we cannot put a pitched roof on the house. So we're going to do the EPDM. The siding is going to be the light gray that matches the existing siding. We're going to have white Anderson casement windows, white trim, fascia, and sockets, no grills. Plywood skirt around the foundation is there now, but is hidden on the street side with some lattice and where the stairs are.
Mention what the railings,
Excuse me?
did you mention what the railings are?
Oh, no. It's going to match the ones that are there now at the front door. They'll be on the back of the house, the new deck, because it will also match the lower deck.
Any questions on the house itself?
No.
Peg?
No.
John?
No.
What's happening with the planting?
The planting's gonna stay the way it is. Unfortunately, that place floods, constantly. I'm sure you're aware of Pond Point floods constantly. So every time I go there, I'm walking in water. So, basically, they put plantings out during the summer. She puts plants in, but during the rest of the year, it's
The water.
mostly grass coming out of the water and just covering the grass, the area on the west side.
Here is gonna stay though?
Yeah.
That's the existing house.
Right.
Yeah.
Planting is gonna stay what is there.
Well, I think each year she puts something different in the front yard. She has some grasses, she doesn't spend a lot of money, let's put it that way, but she does try, does have some flowering plants during summer, and they put some on the deck. It's not a good situation there, obviously.
I understand.
Most people down there do.
No question.
Get a motion to approve this application?
I'll make the motion.
We have a second.
I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Diane.
Yeah, this winter must have been, this summer was good with the storms.
Oh, no.
Everybody loves being down there, and it's beautiful.
All the cars.
You got a view across the whole pond and everything.
Awesome, just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Do you want me to read the next one?
Yeah.
The next one would be Greg and Jocelyn Mishler, 108 Seafield Lane. Two-story, single-family dwelling, 4 beds, 3.5 bath, over pile-supported crawl space, roofed-over front warp trap porch, front roof deck, balcony, side portico, side screen porch with roof deck, balcony above the rear deck with swimming pool driveway, sanitary fill and landscaping as per DBA 12/21/23.
Good evening.
Bill Barba, Barba Architectural Design, offices at Project Avenue, Bog, on behalf of Jack and Greg Mishler.
And just speak up a little bit.
Um, Current homeowners have been in the home for about 7 years. Have endured some flooding, unfortunately on and off, especially this last December and January. We're proposing a new home, single-family dwelling, 2 stories. House is going to be 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, consisting with an additional den space, covered screen porch, and everything else you also just mentioned. But
Gary, can you hear?
Yeah,
has a pool, surrounding deck as well, and of course the associated hardscapes, fencing, everything else that's required for a pool. The material out of the house is the roof is going to be a architectural asphalt shingle, what is called Appalachian Sky. The sample here is basically a gray, black, with a little hint of brown. All of our exterior trim is going to be Boro painted white, along with the windows are also white as well, so very traditional look. The windows are a mix of double hung and awning windows with transitional-ish side lights, most interesting, a little wider lights. The siding on the house is going to be an Alaskan yellow cedar, bleached. It's more of a soft nautical look. Our decking is going to be mahogany. All of the supporting rails around the back deck are a mahogany cap rail, mahogany post, and cable wire between. We have a raised front yard sanitary system due to the low groundwater, which will be poured concrete and then planted in front of with beach grasses, bayberries, nebulas, all things to hide the wall as best as possible. We're also doing a very interesting detail on top of the wall. We're only exposing 3 inches of the top, and grass will come to the edge. So,
How high is the retaining wall?
it's about 4 feet, which is very similar to the other houses at 105 and 7 Seafield Lane. They're all kind of built up, and
What are you facing it with?
it's exposed concrete, but we're going to hide it all in bushes and grasses, which is exactly similar to what's right outside. The fencing around the property is going to consist of mostly buried and hedges, turkey wire. All of the gates will be constructed using mahogany or slats, and all the mahogany is said to be natural to keep the silver out as best as possible. And then, of course, we have the divider to be a pea gravel with a black metal edge and a cobblestone varnish.
This drawing doesn't show the property line. Are the plantings in front of the retaining wall on the subject property?
They are actually, this one here in color might show it a little bit better to see the drawing.
No, I'm looking at this.
So there's actually about 20 feet before the street to the property line.
Right, on Seafield side.
Yes,
Guess what?
the plantings are in front of the wall,
On the property?
on the property line. We actually have a,
Is it in the property?
currently no, but we are in planning board comments, we actually have to push that wall back a little bit, so we will get them into the property line.
You see the plan for that?
So what are you telling me? You're gonna move the retaining wall?
The retaining wall has to come back onto the property further to allow for the plantings and French drainage.
Okay. And everything fits even though you're moving the wall back?
We're working with the engineer right now. It's tighter than we'd like. But, one of the reasons we only did about a 4-bedroom house was because of the sanitary limitations. We didn't want to do a wall that was 6 or 8 feet high in the area. We wanted to do something moderately reasonable. We are only about 1.5 feet to ground level.
The way it's shown now, the plantings are off the property line. You're stipulating that the wall is gonna move back far enough to get those plantings on the property.
Yep. I do so on swear.
Questions, anybody?
I don't have what
You have-
it's the same thing this year.
It's the same, unfortunately.
But I just don't
See
see any
here? See that dotted line?
here. Is that the property line?
That's the retaining wall. The property line comes out a little bit further.
And the pool
On
equipment,
this side, this is the property line.
Yeah.
Okay,
the
when you
come
equipment
around
is
here,
where?
Yeah,
The
that-
plantings
what's from
from on the street.
so they have to come in. Okay. and the
Pool equipment's
fence?
gonna be on the north side of the house.
And the fencing for the pool?
It's mostly buried within the hedge line. There's a large surrounding privet around 3 sides of the property. And then everywhere else is gonna be the mahogany fencing with the chicken wire. There's not a lot of exposed fencing. It's a little privet.
And there was equipment for the pool?
It's gonna be on the north side of the house.
This corner.
Yep, just a little bit to your left there.
Can't see it.
I guess it's here.
Down at
Right.
so that's the screen porch
And then you-
elevated.
It's here?
To the pool.
Pardon me. I think that's what he's pointing to.
Okay. The rear balcony.
And that big tree in the facing Seafield,
Fortunately, it's coming back.
that big
Yeah,
old.
I know. It was,
It's in the yard, sort of.
yeah, they've actually already started trimming
Okay.
it back.
Uh-huh.
So it's,
That's, yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, that's where the sanitary
Yeah.
system is sitting. But we do have a couple of really well-established crepe myrtles on the property that we're gonna relocate for construction, and bring out and replant 2 along Seafield and the rest driveway.
Relocate.
Questions? Peggy?
I'm
Any
good.
questions?
Yeah,
I'm good.
No.
We get a motion to approve this
Is it okay?
application, subject to the retaining wall being moved back and the plantings be within the property line.
Oh, do we motion yet? Motion? to
And I'll
accept?
second it.
All in favor? All in favor?
Motion, second,
Second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you get the,
We're trying to help you, boys.
I'd like to give it to him. If you could open up
You
to
get
the
that
front elevation,
elevation.
hold it as best you can. Yeah, thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you.
All right.
1
What
minute?
do you want me?
Okay, we're somewhere here. Here they are. This one. Oh, yeah.
What's the question?
Can you sign this and pass it?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Let your fingers find it. Where'd you be throwing it?
Okay, we have a couple of holdovers. Hempel, 17 Redfield Lane.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So last time we were here,
Yes.
we were talking about the chimney and the landscaping. You made some changes. Maybe you could just describe the changes.
So we basically have, proposed planting, which was gonna be just a proposed planting, which is just gonna be a tall oyster, feathery grass in the front of the lawn that we're, kind of creating as a boundary there. The front, the rest of it will all be, existing, vegetation, which is along the side of the.
All of the plantings that are on the east side, is that on your property or not on your property?
It's
Half-
actually neighbor.
it's half-
Yeah?
So you're not adding anything
No,
there?
not to the,
No, it's just in the front, right?
yep,
And the chimney,
Yes.
chimney we've now enclosed, so that,
already,
see how it's going. Chimney.
The material is a hardy board, same as siding. Color is the same color as the siding.
any questions?
No.
Thank
No.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, can we get a motion to approve this application?
I'll make the motion.
We have a second.
I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Good
Good,
luck.
good luck with the project.
It's so.
You have to connect.
Okay.
You too.
Yes, sir. That's yours.
It's on the top when you finish.
Everything else.
That's it? Okay, we have another holdover. This is 7 Beach Lane for the sign. Good evening.
Well, thank you.
Your name?
Corey Gluckstall, the primary developer, general partner.
How do you spell your last name?
Gluckstal. First name Corey, Corey.
Corey.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Corey. So what's going on?
First, I take responsibility and apologize for the installation without the permit. My management team handled the application. My construction team hired and took care of fabrication and install, and I'm in the middle. And there was, I wouldn't even say poor communication, there was no communication between those two groups. It was a frantic end of summer to open. We happily salvaged a couple weeks, but that's the long story less long. I do take responsibility and apologize.
Okay.
The sign is installed. It's 10 foot 8 inches from the property line, perpendicular to the road. It's a 3x3, very innocuous, plain sign. I have pictures of it. Um, we removed 2 privet. Yeah, I think some.
So the last time when Ben was here, I don't think we were fully able to give our input on it. My feeling is, I could tell you something that happened 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe. My daughter went there with some friends. They came from Dune Road. They passed right past that driveway. They wound up pulling in the service driveway. All of a sudden, they came upon the dumpster. Okay, so then they had to back out that driveway onto a busy Seafield Lane. The reason I'm saying this is,
Beach Lane.
Beach.
Right.
I'm sorry, Beach Lane. This, see what's circled in blue?
Yes. I see a blue circle.
Right. And do you see within that circle, it appears to be a sign with 2 posts?
I do not see that on that plan. However, I'll take your word. I don't have my reading glasses. Yeah.
They're not that clean.
The reason I'm saying this is, I would have suggested, okay, that you had the same sign placed 10 feet back in the middle of that area that's circled in blue, which I think was the original intention for that sign. This way you see it coming from both directions.
Right. I can answer that practically speaking. There's no clearance on the lawn where the privet is, and there's no room where the sidewalk is. I can, again, practically speaking, having gone through the planning board hearings 4 years ago, there would be no room to install. The driveway is on the south part of the property. 99% of our traffic comes from the north. Installing the sign parallel with the road would offer essentially no visibility to either passenger going north or south, unless you're immediately in front of the property. Right? If you're driving by the property and it's parallel to the road, you don't see it, and 99% of our traffic certainly doesn't see it coming from the north. Our installer also recommended installing it in the manner in which we did because of our traffic pattern, and because of the way the site plan required our landscaping to get installed. We did remove about 8 feet of privet where the sign is. Again, not a big deal, but to
Just to get the 10
to
feet.
get, well, also to create great visibility, because we didn't want any privet or hedges to become overgrown.
And you don't want to make it parallel to the street.
That would not be practical.
Even in that location.
Yeah, I do not believe that would be practical at all. You do not see, that would create, I think, further traffic risks, because people would not see the sign coming from the north. They would pass Mr. Sankrapanti's house, and then they would do a U-turn when they see the sign on their right. You do not see the sign if it's parallel to the road. The
Well,
best,
if you're coming south, you don't see it at all. That's,
99% of our traffic.
well,
comes
I
from
know
the
that.
north.
They're coming off.
Yeah,
Main
You
Street
don't
now.
see it at all.
Yeah, correct. Correct. And again, our site plan, which is right here, also requires privet surrounding the transformer. That privet needs to stay. In addition, it shields and fences our neighbor's property. So we would have to remove the privet on Mr. Sakrapanti's side in order for that sign to be visible, because the privet does run all the way to the property line.
Okay.
So,
Just trying to help you out.
yeah, no,
There's
100%.
a neighbor next to them, they have to field off the property,
Right.
which is the agreement that they had.
Correct. And that was
Put
an
it,
important.
I mean, it's a beautiful place. We were just wondering, you
Yeah.
put it in front, as you know.
Listen, many mistakes are always made in construction, certainly something like this. We have put a tremendous amount of thought into almost every detail. And, again, our installer, who's a local vendor, is knowledgeable and familiar with town code and traffic patterns, as are we, and we thought that was the best manner in which to install the sign. And I'd like to think also that people coming from the south, your daughter, other people, they're local, they know where they're going. But it is a new place, and I think in time, people will become more familiar with the property and where it is.
Fair enough.
Are you gonna close off the dumpster there?
There is an enclosure currently. How do you mean enclosed?
I mean, I haven't been down there. Do they enclose the
Well,
dumpster?
at
Yeah.
one point, the front of it facing east.
Well, there's a
wasn't closed
gate,
off.
there's an access gate. It's all installed according to our plans, but
Right.
there's a brick enclosure with with a approved normal enclosure to the actual dumpster
The
itself.
brick is on three sides
Correct.
at the front,
Is the access gate where you have to open and close. Perhaps
so you
when
didn't see
somebody,
the gate maybe.
No, I actually,
maybe it was open.
probably
know,
was open.
staff left it
Yeah,
open.
we live here, so we.
They certainly better be
Yeah.
closing it
Okay.
because you get a little OCD. We have a window that faces the garbage enclosure, and they like to lift those window treatment at times because of sunlight. Absolutely not. I want that thing closed all the time. So,
Wow.
thank you.
Good luck.
Any questions for anybody?
Nope.
So
I guess we have to move it, don't we?
Oh, motion.
we get a motion to approve this application.
I'll make the motion.
We have a second?
Yep. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do
Exciting.
you have a drawing we could stamp?
The application, I have pictures of the as, and I believe you have the application. I apologize.
Well, we have that shows that we're,
That's the as, that's how it's installed. We need renderings anymore. There's another one.
that's good.
And certainly, yeah.
Don't get used to it.
Don't worry, I won't.
So is it open year round all the time?
You know, we're going to be open here. We're gonna close in January and February. We're working towards whole season right now. We were open for 2 weeks, big flash in the pan. And we really didn't have a lot of time to create our marketing program to get out of towners here.
Right.
As we all know, tends to be slow unless they're ready to come. We're gonna build those programs up and hopefully next fall we'll see it. We might close Monday, Tuesday right now. But, if you build it, they will, you have to,
Oh, yeah.
you have
Right.
to be open so people come
Yeah.
and, you know, just.
Wait till you see November and December and
I
January.
do know, yeah. I've been coming to Quad this spot a long time. I just bought a house recently.
Oh.
On Beaver Dam Creek over near, Bluegrass down there. I love it out here. And I look forward to seeing West Hampton becoming more and more year round. Certainly is a lot more. than it
I've been
was
in there.
10 years ago,
It's really
Oh.
gorgeous.
yeah. But it does get slow.
It was there.
Yeah. There's a couple of these properties, special.
Yes, on Robin side though, it's really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
We have another holdover, Tennis and Sea Escape LLC. They asked to be held over to the October 1st meeting. And I signed off on a committee of one, September 6th, 2024, with 77 Library Avenue.
I'll motion to make the holdover for Tennis Seascape LLC till October 1.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
You want to
Do we
put the
have to-
minutes or?
We accept these or no?
Well, I think Kerry said this was just for reference
Oh, that's just a reference.
tonight.
Okay, I didn't know. If you
Oh,
were- All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yep, I'll second that.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Don't you get that cold?
Okay.